What's going on, folks? Hamilton here with the Trading Initiative. Give me 5 to 10 minutes of your time, and I'm going to talk through the best trade that we currently have on our books. Over the last 10 weeks, for those of you that have been following along, we were in the market third week of April, and we've made a lot of really good trades over the last 10 weeks as we press into all-time highs. We're making a lot of money right now, but one trade I want to highlight in particular is this AEVA trade. Reason why is because it's the best trade that we have on right now. It's not necessarily the biggest in terms of the dollar amount, but it is the best trade in terms of a percentage standpoint. When we got in around $8, it's currently trading $34 for a 325% move. I want to break this down. So give me 5 to 10 minutes of your time, and we're going to go ahead and start from the very beginning. So if you think about this, go back to the beginning of May, right? We opened this trade. We actually have the actual call out here, May 6th, right? We were looking to open up AEVA. You can see what the chart actually looked like at the time. We had broken out above $8. We'll get into the technicals in a second, but just to kind of lay out where we were at and where our heads were, we were looking to buy this all the way back at the beginning of May, okay? But even before that, let me set the stage. So inside of TTI, we use a top-down process where we build out the macro thesis first. And by macro, I don't mean economic data, inflation, CPI reports, etc. I mean the bigger picture. And the bigger picture to us really starts with trend. It's the number one pillar inside of TTI, inside of the profits over profits framework. For those of you that have taken it, you know what I'm talking about. Trend matters more than anything. Is it time to buy or is it time to sell stocks? And we were in the bull camp in early May, but that's just the first part. The second part is, where do we want to take all of this capital that we're sitting on and start taking bets in the market? Where do we want to start allocating our scarce capital? And it really comes down to, at least in our system, is sector and industry strength. So what you're looking at here is the top 11 sectors in the U.S. domestic market. And what I want to paint a picture of, is go back to that early May kind of corridor and look at which sectors we're running. So that article was posted on May 6th. So I want you to know exactly where we were at and what we were looking at. When we append the sector performance to the April 7th time slot, it's because that's when the market bottomed. We were interested in knowing which sectors were leading off of the market bottom. Because remember, we were already in the bull camp. We were expecting to be buying stocks, and so we wanted to buy stocks in the strongest sector. If we go back and we look at from April 7th to May 6th, we knew tech was the number one play. We needed to be long tech. And let me tell you guys something really quick. Go back a year from May 6th, tech had done nothing. So this definitely stood out. Tech went sideways and then was one of the very first growth areas to actually break down from February to April. It lost over 20%. This was a huge rebound, and we took notice early. We said, listen, this is very different. So then we take the next step. Okay, we know we want to be long tech stocks, but what types of tech stocks? We can actually go and we pull up industries. So we, like an onion, we peel the layers back of that tech sector, and there's 3 major industry groups that we look at, although there's a lot more out there on paper. We look at semiconductors, we look at internet stocks, and we look at software. So once again, we go back to April 7th and then May 6th, and I want you to put yourself where we were. We were looking at the market. Yes, gold miners were leading, and we had gold mining exposure at the time, but software, internet, and semiconductors were all outperforming the S&P 500. At that point, we knew we got to get our asses long tech stocks across the board: internet, semiconductors, and software-related stocks. And just to drive the point home about how much this sector and industry stuff matters to you and to us, and how much money you can make keeping track of this stuff, if we go back to April 7th and take it just to today's date, look at what's leading. Tech, up 37%, outperforming the second best sector in the industrial sector by a lot, up at 24%, right? So 13% difference between tech and industrials. We absolutely nailed that particular theme in the market, that tech was going to outperform. And then if we go and we actually look at the industry groups that are leading off that April 7th low, once again to today, semiconductors are outperforming by a lot, up nearly 50%. So not only were we in the right realm of trend, should we be buying or selling stocks, we were buying stocks, but we were also square at the beginning of the next big rally in the market, using both sector and industry strength. Huge part of the process inside of TTI, part of that first pillar of the profits over profits framework, which is trend. Number 2 is relative strength, just so you know, and number 3 is momentum, and that's where AEVA gets on our radar. We have these scans that we run multiple times a day looking at different parts of the market for strength and momentum. AEVA showed up on our scan. Here was the trade. Let me talk to you about the trade before we actually entered it. When we were looking to buy this particular trade, we said, listen, it's trading above an upward sloping 200-day moving average, which is a requirement inside of TTI to be buying 99% of the time. We want to be buying stocks that are trending higher. And one of the easiest way to figure that out is if price is trending above an upward sloping 200-day moving average. It's really that simple. We're also within what we call a bullish momentum regime, which just tells us buyers are in control of price action. And it was one of the best performing semiconductor stocks within the industry group. So once again, not only are we looking for trend, but we're looking for the best of the best. That's what builds into these huge trades. We don't just want to throw a dart at a dartboard and get lucky. There's a process behind finding these massive trades, and it all comes down to trend, relative strength, and then momentum. So we said any weakness back to $8 is buyable. We wanted to buy the June 20th, 2025 calls. And obviously, as you can see, those went absolutely nuclear. Those were up over 1,000% within a couple of days after we opened them. You can see the pullback day that we opened it the very next day, May 7th. And there you go, the big move up into that $17 area. So big thing here is it could have been a cut right there, right? We got the stage 1 into a stage 2, right? For those of you that are privy to the stage cycle, we absolutely love trading these stage moves, right? Stage 1 representing a very long multi-year consolidation base. And if we throw the VRVP on, you can see financial institutions were accumulating. That's what we want to buy. I don't care what retail cares about, right? Retail's trading HIMs and getting dumped on. Retail is wasting time trading TEM and getting dumped on. I want to know what the financial institutions are owning, and I want to own it at a breakout spot where I can reasonably risk on and risk off. AEVA gave us that at $8. So the stage 1 horizontal channel into a stage 2 breakout, which is essentially just a breakout above the horizontal channel and in what we call the next markup phase, which is a prolonged uptrend. Now, I want to point out before I go on, I had no idea AEVA was going to run like this, 300+%, but these are the types of setups that we gun for, and over the last 10 weeks, we've hit 6 of them. This process is repeatable. All right, folks, so what we did with those first June contracts, we took off half of the play, right? We sold 50% at over 100%. And what does that do? For those of you in TTI, you know, that removes all risk from the trade. So let's say, for example, we bought a contract at $1 and now they were going for over $2, but for math's sake, we'll just say $2. What we do is we sell half, right? Cut 1/2 of that play. And that puts all of the capital that we originally risked into the trade back into our account. And now we're playing with house money. And that's when things get fun, because you don't have to sit there and stress and risk your account capital every single day because you've already taken it out. It's house money. It's a free position. What we did as we hit these price targets is we take some off every single time. So those June contracts, we took a little off into the middle of May, and then we had a conversation inside of TTI. Do we want to buy this stock back and roll those expirations and strikes out further? We had a little internal dialogue inside of our TTI Options Pro strategy sessions that we host every single week, and we said, hell yes, this trade already has outperformed our expectations. Let's not try to predict what's going to happen. Let's simply ride the trend, profit over profit. Hopefully that makes sense. And so what we did is we went out on this massive pullback. We waited for a recross up and over the 17 to revalidate that the trend was still going to continue higher, at least probability wise. And we loaded up on some more July contracts, which we still currently have. These are up over 400% right now. And January, yes, we went out that far. January, there we go. Hopefully I can spell. The January 2026s that are up somewhere of 300% right now, completely free. Both of these positions are completely free, and the June contracts have obviously already expired up massively. Folks, I'm telling you right now that if you can nail this type of stuff, use our process. If you don't know how to do it, one-time fee, $99. I will send this to you. I guarantee you, if you go through this stuff, you're going to realize that there's real edge here, and you're going to want to join. I'm very confident with that. That's why I post this type of stuff. But if you don't like it, that's fine. You can go back to day trading, wasting your time. Let me tell you something, though. A majority of our clients inside of TTI have large accounts, 6 and 7 figures. They don't want to be glued to a screen all day. They want to take risk out and continue to do what they do throughout their day, because a lot of them have corporate jobs. A lot of them are business owners. They literally can't sit in front of their computer. So the way that we have built this system is to always cover your risk first and then let these trades play out into big profits. Sometimes they lose, but the winners pay for the losers 10 times over. AEVA, great example of that. This is a 1,000+% winner. We still have expiration going out to January of 2026 on this. And once again, who the hell would have expected a $500 million market cap semiconductor stock to break out of a stage 1 and 2 a stage 2, and all of a sudden is trading at a $1.85 billion valuation? That's not up for me to decide, folks. That's not my game. I simply follow trends and follow the POP framework, which is trend, relative strength, and momentum. Once again, 6 or 7 or 8 trades that we're in right now, all following the same thing. I'm not going to go through it, but here's another one that we're in right now. It's the goddamn same setup. There you go. There's the process. Guys, my name is Hamilton. Hopefully you enjoyed something. You learned something from this. If you have any questions regarding it, feel free to hit me back, and I will answer them if I can. And if you're interested, reply back POP framework, and I will send you the details, and you can watch the damn videos yourself. It's 3.5 hours. You will learn how to do this for yourself. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, folks. I'll catch you in the next video.